Hello people, and today, yes, I'm going to be taking a look at some plug and play thing. I was going to record an unboxing, but that would be kind of pointless, because I never watch those things myself, so I figured no one else is going to bother. Yes, the mini joystick by ABL, it doesn't say there, but I can assure you it is by ABL. They, well, I assume they manufactured the joystick itself. The games, on the other hand, they were not involved with, I don't think, at least not developing them. The games, I believe, were mostly developed by Nice Code. This one wasn't. This, I believe, was a Wakesing game, which may or may not have been released back in the mid-90s. As you may have noticed, obviously it's a Contra clone. It should be pretty obvious just by looking at it. Except, of course, this game I would say is more difficult, but whatever, just go straight to F22. I've recorded all this footage before I did the commentary, that's why I'm just skipping through them on the footage. But yeah, F22, very average shooter, there's really not a whole lot you can say about it. You know, it's competent, but it's nothing special. That's basically the best way to sum it up. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Super Airwolf on the Mega Drive, except not as good. And okay, well, that's all I could say about this game. Well, talking about the joystick itself for a bit, it's sort of like some sort of bluey, sort of turquoisey colour. If turquoisey or bluey are even words, but whatever. Yeah, it's sort of like that, and it doesn't feel too bad. Although, one problem I do have is that they have the buttons all around the joystick itself. I mean, like, I would have personally preferred having one of the buttons on the joystick. You know, it just makes it easier, in my opinion. And, yeah, that's F22. Little Black Mask. And this one, well, the title sounds vaguely racist, but let's disregard that and talk about the game itself. This game is absolute rubbish. This is actually a hack of a pirate original called Felix the Cat, which was based off the NES game, which was also based off Felix the Cat. And I can tell you now, this remake was kind of rubbish. I mean, the original was awful. Like, as you see there, I collected a heart, and I didn't even have, you know, like, I lost it immediately because the game, like, paused me, but it didn't pause the enemy. So yeah, very poor design, just on the part of the programmers. And that was just me being incompetent, but there we go. But yeah, I mean, it's just a very, like everything's very choppy. Just, yeah, the physics aren't great. It just feels like it's a very sloppily done platformer. It's the best way to sum it up. It's just not very good. You know, it's like, you know, if you don't want to play this game, just go play Felix the Cat. It's a lot better. And by Felix the Cat, I mean the one by Hudson Soft on the NES. And yeah, that's I've enough for that. Galaxy Killer. Well. Although they kind of screwed up the R, looks more like a corrupted H more than anything, but yeah. Of course, H is not part of the English lexicon. Or, well, apparently I can't pronounce my X's today. But yes, as you may have noticed, this game kind of looks like, to me it kind of looks like Spy Hunter crossed with Road Fighter. You know, 'cause it's basically, you drive around on a very boring track, and you shoot down the enemies. Although with this game you don't die if you crash into the side of the track. You just like get pushed to the side, which is nice. Because I've got a better chance of finishing it. As you may notice, the graphics are incredibly dull. Like, you know, it's like even if this were released in like 1985, it would still look pretty awful. Yeah, I mean this looks more like 1979 standards, if that. You know, it's just definitely the worst looking game on the plug and play, but yeah, the sounds aren't great either. I mean, they're better than what you get in a lot of the games, but it's still nothing to write home about. And yeah, as you can see, you got your fuel counter on the side. And yeah, there we go, checkpoint, whatever. Let's move on to the next game. I really want to finish. Yeah. I forgot about this. The music kind of like glitches up when you complete the race or whatever. Just vaguely amusing. And as you can see, Doesn't really get any better. 5 Kids, which is a really, again, this is a really awful platformer. I mean, I love this, by the way. Like, yeah, we have characters like Ruelk and Nigapulok and Bitamol or whatever. Yeah, now this game I believe is a hack of, I can't remember what it was called, Guardman I think it was called, or something like that. And I know it's a hack of that because in that game the names weren't all screwed up. Like originally it said stuff like swimming and like climbing and stuff like that. And there are several things that are really annoying with this game. First off, it uses, if it doesn't use the same engine as that other platformer, it uses a very similar one, which is not good. Except for, as you may notice, everything's very choppy. And what's also annoying is you have to switch between like 5 different characters, and they all have like a unique ability. Like this one can swim underwater. Yeah, it's like if you play as any of the other ones and you go underwater, you like take damage. And it's like one of them can shoot, and yeah, it's just it's a very sloppily done platform. It has a nice concept. You know, it's nice having characters with different abilities, a bit like Mega Man in a sense, except here it's very poorly done. And what makes it worse is to switch characters, you have to press A and B at the same time, which in Guardman you could press select, which was still annoying because you had to do it in the middle of the game, but it was less annoying in that game. So it's like they've taken an already terrible game and made it even worse. And yeah, I am typing stuff while recording this because, well, who says something or other? I said something because I'm the one commentating the video. No, I was about to say who says men can't multitask. Oh yeah, women. But and some men as well, myself included. But I'm attempting it with this video. And hey, something important has just happened. Apparently, not in the video, obviously, but because the video is just rubbish. It's a terrible game. You know, it's like why didn't I stop recording this game like at this point? Like as you can see, like the green one is the only one that can climb ladders. This bloke, oh no, I think that one had a hammer or something. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter anyway because the game sucks. And yeah, Super Fight 1. This one I did actually go to the trouble of playing through once, as in like on the joystick. And I can tell you now, it really wasn't worth it. Basically, well, those who have played a game called Super Contra 7 will recognise this, because it's a hack of that game. All they've really done, it's basically like they took that game, changed some of the graphics and taken out, and basically got rid of everything after level 2. Yeah, there's only 2 levels in this game, I did check. And the original game had 5 levels, which wasn't great either, considering they had to rip off Contra. But it was still, it would take over 10 minutes to complete. And what's funny though is I played another hack, which was also called Super Fight 1, and that didn't have the bosses, whereas this one does. I don't understand the reasoning behind that. It doesn't really make sense to me, but whatever. And as you will see, the first boss, for those who've never played this game, is damn near impossible. And what's funny is, compared to the rest of the bosses in the game, it's actually a lot harder, because I played the second boss and I didn't die once. The first boss, I think I died about 10 or 20 times. Well, maybe not 20, I think about 10, something like that. Something ridiculous, because, you know, usually with bosses in Contra, I'll die once at the very most. I mean, I'm not brilliant at Contra, but I would say I'm at least competent at it. But the first boss in this game is so poorly programmed, it's unbelievable. But that aside, I mean, I would say it's a competent Contra clone. But I mean, you see there, like a bomb hit me and y'all still lived. I don't understand that. Yeah. And as you may notice, once again, a very flat level. You know, like you jump on some barrels occasionally, that's it. I mean, at least Desert Storm with the excuse of being set on a train. But yeah. Now here we got possibly the hardest boss in Contra history. Well, if you count this as a Contra game, like an actual Contra game. So it plays like Contra, and I'm fairly certain it's a... And I'm like... Because it... To me, the game engine itself feels too polished to be done from scratch. It feels like a hack of one of the other Contra games. But I'm not entirely sure on that because... Well, it means... Yeah. There's just no real proof. Other than the fact the engine just feels very similar. But, yeah. Highway racing. Now, I'm going to skip this a bit because I spent like 5 minutes on this game. Just to see how far. Like, just to see if the level ever, like, ended. But, apparently not. If you really want to go see what the rest of the game is like, just go watch that. But it's basically Road Fighter clone. Fairly certain they stole the engine from the game because it feels like the same game, except there's only one level. The graphics definitely look nicer than the original Road Fighter. I'll give it that much. But aside from that, there's really not much to say about it. But yeah, I've had enough of it. Yeah, I've had enough of that. So yeah, game over. That's the game in a nutshell. Highway racing. An entirely playable Road Fighter clone. Now here we have overspeed racing, and guess what? It's pretty much the same thing, except played from a different perspective, as you may have noticed. As you can see, it kind of looks like, you know, F1 race or something, but no, it's another Road Fighter clone. All they've done is change the perspective, and again, the level seems to go on forever. I didn't bother checking, but I'm pretty sure it does. And I'm sure like the car sprites, like apart from the car, I mean, aside from the car that you play as and the fuel tanks that you drive into, I'm sure the rest of the car sprites are taken from Chase HQ on the Famicom, which I can tell you now wasn't a great port. It was pretty bad actually. Well, actually no, it wasn't necessarily bad. It was just a bit lackluster when compared to some of the other ports. And yeah, the music in this game is incredibly annoying. I mean, I would have preferred sound effects instead, but that's just me. Yeah, personally, I've always been one to prefer... Like, I've always preferred, like, sound effects over bad music. You know, it's like, if you can't put good music in the game, don't even bother. That's what, you know, that's all I think. But, it's enough of that. So, let's move on to Tank. And, well, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's a tank game. And, in fact, I believe this is a complete hack of Battle City, which was sort of a first-gen Famicom game. For those who aren't familiar with the Famicom, go look it up. But yeah, this is, for those who've never played this, it's basically a game where you have to guard the base at the bottom from the other tanks. The tanks are trying to blow it up, and you have to protect the base from that. And it's quite a simple game, although admittedly it is actually quite fun. And I'm fairly certain this game's a straight hack of it, because the gameplay seems to be identical. I mean, like the levels are actually from a hack version called Tank A1990, but aside from that, it's pretty much the same game. As far as I can tell, anyway. I mean, obviously, the graphics in this version are a lot better than they were in the original. The sound effects aren't, well, the sound effects are a downgrade from the original. The graphics look a lot more detailed. So yeah. Oh no, I kind of prefer the original Battle City just because, oh no, I've always found myself to be a bit of a purist when it comes to like old video games. You know, it's like I would rather play the original versions of the games. Like, I'm not so worried about copyright, you know, information on the title screen or whatever. It's just being able to play the games on a real console is what it is for me, pretty much. Because, you know, I mean, not like if I have to play it on an emulator, I will. Because it's like, you know, if I have to, you know, it's like if I want to play an arcade version of a game. But yeah, that was a bit of a meander, or whatever the term is. Sure, meander something to do with rivers, isn't it? But whatever. Let's move on to Square. Yes, great name. And yeah, as you may have noticed already, it's a Tetris clone. Although I have to admit, as far as Tetris clones go, this one's actually quite good. It's I mean, It seems like, I'm sure it's programmed from scratch, because it doesn't really feel like any of the other Tetris games I've played. At least not like perfectly anyway. But it plays very well. I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, I wouldn't say, as far as the game itself goes, I wouldn't say it's as good as the Tengen version, but it's definitely solid as far as the game engine goes. What does kind of let the game down is the lack of music. Because usually in Tetris games you have some Russian themed music playing in the background, but you don't get that here, which is slightly disappointing. But aside from that, it's actually quite decent. Like, this is a game I can recommend playing. Well, provided you don't have a better version of Tetris. But even so, this one is worth playing, I would say. But yeah, there's really not much you can say about this one aside from that. It's Tetris. It's basically that. As you can see, I kind of messed up. Okay, why am I still recording this? Probably should have skipped it, but I'm too lazy to like skip the video. Yes, that's just my laziness in a nutshell. And actually, no, screw it. No, I think I'm. Here we go. Box's World. Yes. Here's the next game on here. When I get to it. Yes, Box's World, starring a bear or something. I don't know. But yeah, as you may have noticed, this is a Sokoban clone, or Sakarbin, or whatever, however you pronounce it. I don't know. I didn't invent the game, so how would I know? I like how the boxes turn pink when you move them over those green, like, arrow thingies, or whatever they are. I don't even know what they are. I mean, there could be a logo ripped off from something else for all I know. But, yeah, it's Sokoban with annoying music. That's basically the entire game in a nutshell. I mean, it plays competently enough, but the music is quite annoying, like I said. And, yeah, that's really all I can say about it. So let's move on to table tennis. And, yeah, it's not table tennis. As you can see, it's just Pong. And I mean, you know what's really stupid is it's Pong, but at the same time it's like a really messed up version of Pong, because the ball only moves at 45-degree angles, which is incredibly stupid. I mean, it's bad in Arkanoid clones. It's even worse in Pong clones, because I mean, it just makes the game like ridiculously boring. I mean, I like Pong when it's done well, but here it's just done incredibly badly. It's like, well, yeah, shooting ballons, whatever the hell that means. Yeah, shooting ballons. Clearly the spell checkers were having an off day when they made this game. Or when they were checking the menu for that matter. Because, I mean, like Desert Storm on the menu, it says Desert Storm. Whatever that means. But yeah, the game is exactly what it says on the tin. You shoot balloons, they pop. That is the entire game. And, you know, it's like, what else does it say about it? You know, it's like I'm trying to think of other games that have balloons in them. But I can't think of any. Balloon Fight? Yeah, I'd much rather be playing Balloon Fight than this, because at least that game... Yeah, at least that game's actually fun. Like, it was actually worth playing. And boys, I don't get, like, why is some of the clouds yellow? That doesn't even make sense. I mean, why is it, like, the evening or something? Who knows? And who cares for that matter? So here we have Diamond, and yeah, as you may have noticed, it's an Arkanoid clone. And as you may notice, it looks pretty competent, to be fair. The physics are pretty much like they were in the original game. At least they're close to the original game, like the ball moves similarly. Yeah, it's not like the table tennis game where the ball moves in 45-degree angles. Here they actually made an effort with the game engine, which is more than you can say for that game. However, there is one major flaw with this game, which I will point out. And as you see there, the ball might hit 3 blocks at once. I don't understand what's up there. But, yeah, there is one major flaw with this game that prevents it from being, like, good. And you'll see why that is soon enough when I shoot down all these blocks. It's coming, don't worry. But in the meantime, I'll comment on the graphics and music, I suppose. Well, the graphics, they look like Arkanoid, pretty much. There's really not much more you can say about it than that. And music is vaguely annoying, although not as bad as some of the other games. So, whatever. As you may notice, the lasers move incredibly slowly in this version. The fact that it's a PAL machine really doesn't help. And, yes. Here we are, about to finish the level, and yeah, it only has one level, that is literally the entire game. Hence why you shouldn't play it. So here we have Archer, starring an Indian with a green face. Oh wait, no, he's fine now. But yes, this game, I believe, was a clone of a game called Buzz Bombers on the Intellivision. Except, of course, in that game you didn't play as an Indian, you played as like a can of bug spray or something. But yeah, here you're an American Indian, shooting down dragonflies or something. I don't understand that. Yeah. There's really not a whole lot more to say about this game. I mean, the graphics are vaguely pretty, the music is vaguely annoying, and that's about it, really. Yeah. Baseball! Yes. And, once again, exactly what it does on the tin. And there's really not a whole lot more you can say about it. It's a clone of baseball on the Intellivision, which I've never played in its original form. Seems vaguely competent, although, to be honest, I would rather play Famicom Baseball like the original one. Or, better yet, RBI Baseball. Actually, come to think of it, what does RBI actually stand for anyway? I've never understood that. Is it supposed to be like round base innings? Who knows? Actually, no, might as well stand for Rainbow Islands for all I know. It would explain why all the characters in the game were overweight, but whatever. So much fun I'm going to get out of make up the title for that game. But Xmas Gift, or Gift Xmas, whatever. And this game is pretty much what Kaboom would be like if it sucked. Those who've never played Kaboom, basically you have to catch stuff falling from the top of the screen, and if you catch the wrong stuff, you lose. Except, of course, Kaboom, if you missed stuff, you lose. In this game, if you miss stuff, it makes no difference. So yeah, like I said, really, it's like Kaboom, except it's really awful, essentially. And the graphics do not look brilliant, and the music is annoying. Great, and next up is Trooper. Yes, great title screen. And here you play as some half-naked bloke or something. I don't know. Apparently he is a trooper, or maybe the enemies are troopers, I don't know. Now what you have to do in this game is you have to try and shoot stuff before it lands. If it lands, you lose points, or I think if certain stuff lands, you lose a life, if I recall. But yeah, basically you have to shoot down these things come towards you on the screen. It's basically like Man-at-Arms on the Mega Drive version of Action 52. It's basically the exact same game, pretty much. Except if a helicopter lands, you die. And water fire. Now, this one is just confusing, as you will see. I mean, the graphics look nice, but everything else is kind of rubbish. The music is vaguely annoying, and it's just not very good. But basically, what you have to do, I'm not entirely sure. I think you have to shoot down the brown dinghies, or whatever they're supposed to be. Like, if you shoot the green ones down, you lose. You're going to see that in this video, because I did shoot the green ones down, because I didn't fully understand how to actually play the game when I recorded this. But whatever. But yeah, it's a very boring game. It's the best way to sum it up. And, yeah. Basically, as you may have noticed, you're a pink rabbit versus a blue dog. I don't know what sense that makes. I don't know why they're like trying to shoot down rubber dinghies. Who knows? And who knows what crap they were smoking when they made this game. Well, they must have been smoking a lot of it. Because, well, let's face it, who else is going to come up with this? Yep, I lost. Who cares? Cat versus dog. Which is great. And, yes. Nice animation on the bone. I think that's pretty much the only compliment I can really give this game. I mean, it is slightly more complex than some of the other games on here, but that's really about it. Like as you can see, you have to throw bones at the cat while trying to avoid getting hit yourself. Although, of course, you can't avoid getting hit because, yeah. And you have to pay attention to the wind, where it's like you see, yeah, like because it was all the way to the left, I had to throw it like a tiny amount. But if it's like it's coming like if it's like the other way around, you have to like fill up the bar entirely. That's basically how the gameplay works. Now, apparently, according to Coman 38 at least, the music is apparently a rip-off of I think it was the Winnie the Pooh theme. It's been ages since I've watched Winnie the Pooh, so I don't remember the theme. But I'll just have to take his word for it. Probably should have checked before recording, but I was never known for preparation. And yeah, this game is quite boring. So, what can I say about these games, these 20 games? Overall, they're pretty bad. You know, I do get the feeling I wasted my money on this thing. I paid like 10 quid for this. I have the feeling it's not really worth that much. But that's just me. I'm sure there are people out there that might disagree. But I shall see you later. We should go over some more of these games. Yes. Well, actually, I'll see you later when I win this match anyway. Because I have a match to finish. Because the entire game is one match. Literally. And yeah, the power-ups, I'm not going to bother pointing out what they do because it really doesn't matter the context of the game. Or any context. As you can see, I won and the cat was very bad. Can't change the difficulty, but who cares? It's all I can be able to play this again anyway. Yeah, so also just noticed it says Z player instead of 2 player, but whatever. But anyway, I shall see you later, people. See you.